This is probably an obvious statement, but this was the worst Warriors performance all season. Warriors lost to the Suns, who now lead the West. Both teams stand at 18-3, 104-96. This is the only game all year where the Warriors haven't scored 100 points or more. And this game was very sloppy from the Warriors. And you can't be sloppy when you're playing a team that now has a 17-game win streak, which ties the Phoenix franchise record. And the Warriors were very much not on their game tonight. Curry, 12 points. He was like 4 of 19 shooting. Very poor game from Curry. The best player on the Warriors tonight was actually Jordan Poole, who had 28 points and a lot in the first quarter. He had really good performance, and it's a shame because they didn't play good in general. Gary Payton had some good plays as well. He had 8 points. Very good plus-minus for him as well, but the Suns, also, they didn't have Devin Booker for most of this game, yet despite that, they still were able to beat us. And I know it's not the biggest deal that we lost this because, obviously we have Klay coming back. We're going to play these guys on Friday. Although we lost by 8 points, 104-96 being the final score, this was a lot closer of a game than it seemed with the final outcome. Warriors were down by one in range from like 1 to 3 points for most of the fourth quarter. And unfortunately, they just couldn't really capitalize in the second half. They actually had a lot better of a first half than the second half, which is not too typical for the Warriors this season. They're usually a better second half team. The Warriors actually led at the end of the first, but they didn't really lead much longer. The Suns were really good in the second half and third and fourth. And I mean, this game was very much a sloppy game in terms of passing as well and fouls. I mean, the Warriors had 23 turnovers, which was atrocious. You can't turn the ball over 23 times. And Curry is to blame with most of that. I'm sorry. Curry played terrible tonight. And sorry, but I'm not sorry because, he's been great all year. Obviously, he's not going to do good in every game. We can't expect that out of him, 82-game season. But when you're playing the Phoenix Suns, you got to be on top of your game. This is a team, like I said, they've won 17 games in a row. I think they're a tiny bit overhyped. I think they're going to probably die down a little bit, but they're still a good team. I respect them. But what I'm saying is I think Curry, couldn't really capitalize, and I think he was trying to do too much. He was shooting way too deep. They just didn't, have the will to win, really. It just didn't seem like they were fully out there. This wasn't the Warriors team that we've seen this past, month or so. It's just this team was very much inconsistent tonight. Too many turnovers, and the Suns had 10 less turnovers than us. That's a lot of points being given out for free essentially. There was a lot of just sloppy play, bad passing, bad shot selection, and the defense. We don't have the height. The Warriors don't have the height. That's why I think at the trade deadline they might want to consider trading for a center that is actually a lot more tall and a lot more athletic. Kevon Looney's good, but he's not DeAndre Ayton. DeAndre Ayton on the Suns was pretty much unstoppable tonight. He had 24 points. He was their leading scorer. And like I said, this is all without Devin Booker. He only played 15 minutes because of his hamstring injury. And albeit, Wiggins sort of had an injury too. Wiggins, he did play pretty much his normal minutes, but he did have back spasms. And he was playing, you could tell that he was pretty much in pain at most of this game. Jay Crowder made a lot of clutch shots for Phoenix. 14 for him and 15 for Chris Paul. I mean, it was all the DeAndre Ayton show. I wasn't really worried about Chris Paul too much. It's the height, really. I mean, Draymond and Poole were trying to double guard DeAndre Ayton, and they still couldn't because DeAndre Ayton is just really tall, and that's why I think he got 11 rebounds. That's why I think the Warriors need to trade for a legit center or just have hope to God that Wiseman plays, really good at a high level. That's why they drafted Wiseman, right? To play like a DeAndre Ayton. But no, I'm disappointed in this game for sure. I'm not going to let it, change my mind on where the Warriors stand right now because we have the same record as the Suns. We're playing them on Friday. They're technically the best in the West because they beat us. But we're still a very good team. They're on a big momentum ride right now. They've won 17 games in a row. That's really respectable. But what I'm saying is, though, I think, the Warriors are still waiting for Klay to come back. Curry needs to play better. He can't rely on Jordan Poole to just put up all the points. I mean, I was happy that Jordan Poole did, but Curry is obviously the main guy. He always will be, and he needed to rise to the occasion. If Curry even got, 18 points, 20 points, I think we still would have won because I think Curry brings a lot of energy to the team when he's scoring. He didn't do that tonight. He was terrible, and I'm sorry to say that, but he was not good. Warriors just shooting wise were terrible. Their field goal percentage wasn't horrible, but they just couldn't make shots when they needed to at the end of the game. They were missing layups, horrible passing. It was just a bad game, and I hope they put it behind them because they need to keep winning. But I'm not worried about the standings or anything. It's early. We're 21 games in, but I think if we can beat the Suns on Friday, that'll be a big statement. And I think we have Klay coming back. This was a close game for sure. I mean, it really went down at the end. We did lose by 8, but I think this was a close game. This wasn't anything to be like mad about being a blowout or anything. It was a very, very close game, and I think the Warriors are just playing a team that is riding off of momentum. I think the Suns are a good team, but I don't think they're going to be able to be this good all season, especially, when the Warriors get Klay back and they start to look a lot more legit. So, yeah, anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts. Disappointing loss, and I'll see you later. Go Warriors.